If you've been betrayed despite your pure heart, this message is for you. God is no longer silent. Justice is unfolding. Watch till the end. If you've been betrayed despite your pure heart, this message is for you. God is no longer silent. Justice is unfolding. Watch till the end. Greetings, lovely chosen ones, truth seekers, and those who are discovering their inner calling. You found a haven regardless of whether you're feeling lost, navigating through doubtful darkness, or just starting to see the light. There is only understanding here, not judgment. We celebrate your soul's journey here, including both the victories and the wounds. This place is safe for you. Now you may let go of the burden you've carried, the uncertainty and the loneliness. You're not by yourself. You receive love, insight, and direction in response to your quest for knowledge and your need to connect. Here is where your heart may finally shine brightly and where your light can shine. The line between the spiritual and the material worlds starts to blur here, and we will all walk together to find the truth that has been waiting for you the entire time. Have you ever questioned why you received cruelty in return for your kindness? Why does your kindness appear to attract betrayers and takers? You revealed your innermost thoughts and feelings, and in exchange you received unjustified hurt, rumors, and jealousy. But what if I told you that every hardship and every instance of gullibility was a lesson from God preparing you for the fight ahead? The chosen ones bear a special burden. We are indoctrinated to think that goodwill will be reciprocated. However, folks with good intentions are frequently left defenseless in a world full with unseen wolves. We overdid it. We had too much faith. Unaware that our brightness can blind those who live in darkness, we spoke too freely, and we took their smiles for protection because we were naive. However, in His boundless wisdom, God permitted such moments to awaken us rather than shatter us. Have you ever questioned, how did I not see it sooner? After reflecting on the disputes, betrayals, and abrupt changes in relationships, you succeeded. You were supposed to learn. Every injury you bear is a sign of your development rather than a sign of weakness. In reality, the people you believed to be your friends were obstacles in your journey toward your divine destiny. You weren't supposed to remain small. Now that you're awake, you can see the traps that were put in front of you, the silent betrayals, the murmurs of doubt. All of them contributed to the refining process. You are no longer the same person who used to trust too readily and disclose too much. You've gained wisdom. For a time, when you can stand tall and unfazed by those who would bring you down, God has been preparing you and honing your spirit. You, the chosen one, are rising stronger than ever as the veil lifts. What was it like to discover that you had enemies? Not just those who didn't like you, but those who deliberately worked to undermine you while you were only nice and loving. This realization steadily creeps up as the illusions of devotion and friendship fade, and it hits you like a frigid wave. Initially, there is misunderstanding. What made them betray me? Then it dawns on me that they were never really for me. There's no feeling like it. It is a loneliness that consumes you. You unexpectedly find yourself on your own when you previously believed you had allies. And you wonder yourself, what did I do to deserve this? While the burden of loneliness weighs heavily on your chest, you relive discussions, look for your errors, and attempt to identify personal shortcomings because there must undoubtedly be a reason. However, there isn't. You may have adversaries just because your existence puts their darkness in jeopardy. You did not request it. It wasn't invited by you. Unwanted and unavoidable, yet there it is. When it seems as though even God has turned His face away, there is a profound, hollow quiet. You pray, but you never get the answers. You turn to the familiar for solace, yet it all seems so far away. In the dark, alone with your thoughts, you ask yourself, has God forgotten me? You can't see where you're going, and the darkness feels oppressive. It feels like you've been thrown into a hole with no rope or ladder, just walls of uncertainty enclosing you. It's unfair, so hurtful, so aggravating. You contributed everything you had, including your heart, time, and energy, and you were treated as though you were unimportant in return. Those who cheat, lie, and manipulate, on the other hand, appear to prosper. They enjoy the precise things you hoped for and go about their lives without any problems. While you sit in the depths of battle with a good heart, you see the wicked prosper. The unfairness of it all presses down on your soul like a burden you can't get rid of. Their downfall may not be immediately apparent, but it is happening. Once strong relationships are disintegrating. There is a decline in careers. The state of health is declining. They believed they could get away with their crimes without being caught, but now they are bearing the consequences of every choice they made against you. When it comes to protecting His people, God is not inactive. He is actively working on your behalf, laying traps for people who have laid traps for you and engaging in conflicts you cannot even see. They are now directly stepping into those traps. Don't think this is retaliation. We're not here to exact revenge. We've extended forgiveness. Their attacks are no longer a burden on us, but everything is visible to God. He is balancing the balances in a way that only He can, and He is fully aware of the situation. He is perfect in His justice, and the full power of it will now be felt by those who have dared to oppose His chosen. They have a limited amount of time. No more cautions, no more opportunities. They have reached this point because of their pride, and now they have to deal with the storm they didn't see coming. Mercy is not an option now. Although God is a loving God, He is also a warlike God, and He responds with a vengeance that no earthly power can match. When someone declares war on His chosen ones, you will notice the signals if you pay close attention. The individuals who attempted to damage you, obstructed your development, and conspired against you are losing ground. Their schemes are failing. Their lives are falling apart in unexpected ways. This isn't a random occurrence. It's not bad luck. God's justice is being served right now. God is punishing them twofold for every scheme they came up with to harm you. They will feel grief for each tear you cry. They will find themselves obstructed with each barrier they put in your way. They believed that they could manipulate heavenly law, but now that God's justice is fully upon them, there is no way out. This is the law of God, the law of the universe. Evil cannot endure indefinitely. It needs to be destroyed. Your adversaries will now know what it's like to oppose one of God's chosen. This is the result of divine vengeance. This is how the scales are balanced. They have to pay the price now since they disregarded the warnings. The Almighty has spoken. He makes sure decisions. The mercy period is over, and now they will be responsible for the devastation they originally intended for you. Contradictions are common in the world. How come people who do good things frequently suffer the most, while those who bear the light face adversity? How can people with evil intent roam free and enjoy success? People who have done nothing but offer love, generosity, and truth are being thrown into the flames, and you can see it everywhere. It's enough to cause you to doubt everything, including your religious beliefs. You wonder if all of your suffering is in vain and whether God has overlooked your sacrifices. It's simple to feel as though your demands for justice are being ignored and that you are forgotten in the big picture. In actuality, however, the road of righteousness has never been a simple one. It's unjust indeed. Indeed, the gloom can be debilitating. However, before rising, each chosen one must traverse the valley of shadows. This isn't a penalty, it's a refining process. God is closer than you may realize, even though it may seem like He has forgotten you. He is keeping an eye on you, guiding you even in the quiet, letting you see things honestly so that you won't be tricked when you come out. The world will never be free from injustice. People that are self-centered will like their moment in the spotlight, but it won't last long. They lack a basis and roots. However, in spite of the injustice and the suffering, you are getting ready for something much bigger. Your narrative doesn't end here. The shadows will fade, and you'll come out of it stronger, wiser, and closer to God than before. Continue to walk. Even if you can't see it yet, the light is still within of you. God has often warned those who dared to oppose you in His words. However, their conceit made them blind, leading them to believe that they were above His law and could disregard His warnings. They now have to deal with the fallout from their deeds. We're not here to exact revenge. It's about the justice of God. There is a limit to how long evil may persist before being crushed by the weight of its own darkness. The moment has arrived for those who have harmed you to bear the consequences. God gave them every opportunity to repent of their plans against His chosen, to turn around and to leave you alone. They hardened their hearts instead. They disregarded those who warned them to stop, the signals He put in their path, and the whispering of caution in their spirits. They were not only assaulting you when they planned an attack on you, they were also fighting the divine purpose that God had given you. They believed that they could outsmart the universe's creator, and that their schemes were ingenious enough to get past His defenses. How stupid they were. Now, however, the balance is shifting. The exact plans they made to harm you are backfiring on them and causing their lives to fall apart in unexpected ways. Their allotted time is up. No more pity. They must now follow this path alone, while dealing with the heavenly repercussions of their disobedience. As one of the selected ones, you had always been aware that you were unique. The difficulties, the spiritual conflicts, the adversaries that appeared out of thin air, it was never about misfortune or accident. Spiritual warfare was always going on around you because you were destined for something bigger. You have been singled out by those who support darkness because God put His hand on you. However, they overlooked the fact that you are not fighting this struggle alone. You weren't. God has been on your side the entire time. Through nightmares, odd meetings, and hesitating moments, He repeatedly advised your foes to leave you alone. He offered them numerous opportunities to halt their assaults. However, they paid no attention. Because of their hubris, they believed they were untouchable and could keep hatching plans against you without suffering any consequences. They will now realize how mistaken they were. Divine rules govern the universe. These laws are unbreakable and unchangeable. One of those commandments is that every act of evil will be dealt with justly, and what is done in secret will be exposed. God is not infinitely patient. Even though He is slow to become angry, once His fury is stoked, it cannot be quenched. There is no way out of that holy anger, and your adversaries are now on the verge of it. This has nothing to do with karma. You are seeing the manifestation of divine justice. There will be dire repercussions for what they sowed in secret, which is now being reaped in public. Human rage is not the same as God's retribution. It is accurate, well thought out, and moral. He is fully aware of everything they have done, including every scheme, every plot, and every darkly whispered word against you. Now their conceit and haughtiness are guiding them into an unavoidable demise. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the Starseer channel and leave a comment.